magic is the term that we give to science that we don't understand yet. Like, okay, going back to how my grandpa used to tell me to, like, splash stump water on my face, like, ew, you know? And then just a couple years ago, something came out that said that stump water is really good for you because it has a natural astringent in it because of, like, how it's kind of like a detritus water.
Mm.
So it's basically like witch hazel.
According to superstition, it's unlucky to buy your own cards. My sister bought me my tarot cards at some point when I was in high school. I used to have a lot of trouble with anxiety and would channel that anxiety into reading my cards. Somehow knowing what the future might hold made me feel more secure and helped to calm me down.
When I'm not playing around, when it's really serious,
Right.
That's when I pull it out to just, like, discover. So I think for me, it's when I know what's going to happen and I can't decide for myself, I turn to tarot because that helps me figure it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they say if you flip a coin, it doesn't matter what it lands on, heads or tails. You make up your mind when it's in the air.
When I'm hanging out with my friends, they're always asking me to read their cards. It's like a fun thing we do, but I'm not sure why we do it. Marilyn Monroe said, "I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change so you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can appreciate them when they're right. You believe lies so you eventually learn to trust no one but yourself. And sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together." I completely agree with her.
I prefer to do the Celtic cross.
Okay.
Just because I think that has a lot more going on. Because it has, like, your past was this, and that affects into this, whereas your current situation is this, and then it'll have another past card that comes into play. It'll give you, like, how did this situation arise? Like, this could happen. Like, it goes so far as to have a place that you can include for, like, what you should expect to happen. And not necessarily, like, the future card itself, but just, like, things to be prepared for or to keep in mind as you go towards the future card. And so I love how much more interrelated it is.
Yeah. While concentrating on your question, you shuffle the cards until your subconscious mind feels at ease.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Because things are going so well, you don't want to change anything. I think that's the biggest problem for you, and that's why you're even having this question, is because, well, things are going well right now with this person as a friend, but, you know, you're worried about change. I'm wondering why you ask questions to the tarot cards. Like, what about that draws you in?
Well, I mean, partly, of course, it's the whole getting advice, but it's kind of like on another level, because part of it you're giving to chance, and part of it, I guess, is how the other person can read you and how the other person can read the cards, and it's always been hard for me to make decisions. So I guess it's, even though the cards are rarely ever exact, or like, you have to do this or you have to do that.
Right.
The things that they say, or that they, like, point out to you, definitely, I don't know, they help, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that the cards have power, it's that, like, you channel energy
And magic and everything, and
Yeah.
just what is around you. And it's a way for us to understand it. And I also think that there's a lot that goes into tarot cards that kind of endow them with something really incredible, because like people make them, people design them.
I got my cards, and like I think that was just like my steady belief for a long time. You know? Anything related to magic, and in through college, you know, like I was part of the coven for a while.
Yeah.
But now, like, I don't know. Now I'm like really into the Hare Krishna thing. It's like I'm just like always changing. Like I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. We evolve. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It's all about finding what works for you, and you are not a solid, rather
I'm not
fluid
static.
person.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I agree. So this is the here and now. Go with the flow.
I'm pretty chill.
Yeah, pretty chill. But you've been like pretty steady with.
I have. I think I just lucked out and found what worked for me early. And I know that like small beliefs within that definitely shift and warp and change with time. But for the most part, it's just like I love nature so fucking much. And I think that everything stems from it and can be found in it.
I was getting my hair cut today, and I really like it. But I was sitting next to this lady, and she started talking to me, and my project came up, the documentary that I'm making. And I told her about fortune telling, and she got really excited about it, which surprised me, you know? Most people aren't so accepting. But the lady sitting next to me started telling me all sorts of interesting things about numerology, and she was really passionate about it, and I just thought it sounded really cool. So now I want to learn more about that.
I think that like everything happens for a reason. I really believe that.
You're exactly right.
Thought it was so wild, you know, that like of all the people I'm sitting next to getting my hair done, there you are.
You have two different types of numerology. One is basically, I would say, more biblical or scripture based, and then you have the Greek Kemetic, Chaldean, Pythagorean numerology that's basically used more here in the U.S. for helping people find a blueprint for their life.
And that's the kind that you do?
Yes. 4-7 also means that, of course, there's more in the book, but just looking at the 3 and the 4, 3 deals with expression. So your life lesson is somehow the other is important that you express in life. You have something to share to the world, and only you need to figure it. Only you know exactly what it is that you need to share or give to the world. And then a 4 means that you have the ability, to organize and to, organize that expression. It might be a business or something like that.
Or a video.
Yes.
That's cool. Wow. I really, and I do meditate every week. So that's
very
so
good.
interesting.
Well, usually what happens is if we pay attention to our yearnings, it will pull us where we need to go. When I just look at the numbers, and it gives me a pretty good idea of the strengths and the challenges that a person's having before I pick it up. So yeah.
What kind of challenges have I had, do you think?
Well, one thing that I did notice that you have a lot of 5s. And 5 is that you really enjoy change. You crave change. And that's good, but sometimes it's not always good because it can make you not real as stable as you'd like to be, because it's like, and I understand that because I've been there. And also, as I went through your numbers, it says that you will amass a fortune. And I've never come across that with anybody.
Is that
you have the ability? Yes.
Financially?
Yes.
Wow.
You have the ability.
Because I'm so worried about, this is film, it's those artsy fields, you have to be really careful. How are you going to make
But also said that you will kind of be at the top of your game because of your drive and your drive and your willingness to do the hard work.
I thank my parents for that.
Mm-hmm.
I took a lot of notes.
It's good. Her handwriting is pretty too.
Yeah, it is. She was really nice. So, it has to do with organization as well as stability. So, you organize your expression, and you organize your expression, and you use that to reflect back. Maybe that's like
Reflect on
how
yourself?
yeah, maybe it's how you journal, like you write your journals, that could be it. Or like when you
I do a lot of thinking about what happens or analyzing my emotions or reactions or
I'm interested that I see karma a lot here.
maybe I just have really good karma.
Maybe you were really spiritual in past life.
Could be.
Maybe
Sometimes I wish I could believe in something like that.
you can come to
It
the
would give me
temple.
some confidence.
You can come to the temple with me sometime if you want to.
But sadly, my brain seems to not be able to believe anything I can't see with my own 2 eyes. And even sometimes not then.
I used to feel that way, but I feel like the Hare Krishna thing is so logical. It just makes so much sense to me. But I think, whatever works for
I believe in
different
the
people.
Force.
Whatever works for different people works for different people.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's fun to try out.
Yeah.
Sorry that it took so long.
No, I really don't mind.
Everything happens for a reason.